I'm squishing you.
In our last episode, we talked about the things that we missed most from our previous life. You know, we talked about did we have any regrets or anything like that. And we ended on kind of an emotional note. So, but that really kind of describes our journey. But today, we wanted to talk about things that probably wouldn't have happened had we not moved in a van, and the things that we really love about our new life.
Freedom. It's one word that 100% sums up what it is like to live full-time van life travel. Now, the only way I can back that up is to give you guys some examples. The first example is we were driving across Wyoming, headed to Yellowstone National Park. Realized we were super close to this place called Bighorn National Forest. So we decided to take a little hour sidetrack, drive through there, maybe see some wildlife. We ended up turning down a little dirt road, stumbling up on one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, with a creek and rocks and big beautiful trees. So what'd we do? We spent the night. We cooked dinner in a cast iron skillet over a fire. Curt went on a hike on these amazing rock formations. And the next morning when we were leaving, we saw a baby moose just hanging out with his mom. We would have missed all of that on a traditional vacation. The next example I will give is the monarch butterfly migration in the middle of the mountains in central Mexico. Now, you could go there on a vacation, but you would literally spend 3 days getting there, 4 or 5 hours with the butterflies, and then 3 days getting back to the airport to fly home on a typical week-long vacation. But we were able to get up there slowly, take our time, camp out at the mountains, sleep in our van right there where the butterflies are, ride some horses up, see millions of monarch butterflies, and then the next morning just leisurely kind of leave, head farther into the mountains to find some waterfalls. That's not typical vacation type stuff. And the last thing I will use as an example is one of my bucket list items is to see the gray whales and the baby gray whales in Baja, Mexico. Now, this is supposed to be a really cool excursion where you go out and the whales are, the babies are gaining their strength to make the trip back north for the summer, but the moms let them kind of interact with the boats, and the moms will come up and it's supposed to be a playful interaction with the whales. Well, you have to time it just right. So we went out and we did get to see some babies, but they just were still too young. The moms were holding them back and everybody was keeping distance from the boats. And you have to respect that, of course. And it was still an amazing memory, but I have to admit I was a little bit bummed that I didn't get the full experience that I had on my bucket list. But the cool thing about your vacation not ending is that we just went and did something else for a couple of weeks. And then we came back to another lagoon, found some more mama whales with their babies, and timed it perfect. I mean, there was this one whale, she literally came up and was just circling the boat, playing with it. Guys, I stuck my hand down into the water and I got to touch a gray whale. And that is something that on a traditional type vacation, I would have probably missed. So, freedom, being able to spontaneously travel, it's pretty good.
So the first thing and the biggest thing that really comes to mind in terms of things that have changed since we moved into the van and started this new lifestyle, and the number one is my relationship with snow, or our relationship together. And the reality is, in the previous lifestyle, because of the decisions we made and the lifestyle we chose to live, I worked an awful lot, which included a lot of travel, meaning I may get in a plane on Monday morning, fly to 5 or 6 different cities during the week, and wouldn't be home until Thursday, and in most cases on Friday. So, I was spending a lot of time in a small little airplane. I was working with some really cool people across the US on some cool projects, but at the end of the day, I'd go home after work or go to the hotel room by myself, maybe do a little talking to snow on the cell phone or what have you. But it totally left me disengaged with what really life. And so being in the van, we're able to spend more time together. We're able to discuss what we want to do, and we're able to do those things together We're able to work on our YouTube channel together, and we're able to plan our journeys together, and we're there to support each other. And quite honestly, that wasn't there to this extent in a previous life.
So I know Curt has talked a little bit on how this has affected our relationship and stuff, but I just want to throw one little thing in there. When we decided to do this, literally almost everyone said, "You guys are insane. There is no way I could live with my husband or wife in a tiny van 24/7. We would kill each other." So we have to almost admit that, there was this fear of, are we going to drive each other freaking crazy? But what it's done is made our relationship stronger. Our communication is something that I can't even explain. But there is no doubt that this has been good for our relationship, and we are 100% in tune with each other and getting to enjoy life truly together.
A couple years before we made a decision to get into the van, we went on a vacation to China and Japan, and we had an amazing time. And it was the first time in a long time in my career where I took more than a long weekend, or for that matter, even a week off consecutively. And so we went over to Japan and China for 3 weeks. We had an amazing time. We saw in many different states, many different regions and cities, and so much cool stuff. And in the 3-week period, I found myself really able to unwind and connect with nature. And you might be thinking of nature as wildlife, big, huge elk or moose, or tracking down the bear, or following the salmon. Or you might even be thinking about it from a scenery aspect of some beautiful mountain landscapes, some beautiful deserts, or even, as you guys know, what Snow and I love, the waves that crash the ocean and all the sea life and all those things. A lot of you may be thinking about nature in that sense, and I gotta be honest with you, in that sense, I feel like because of our consecutive, our time on the road and our time in nature and our time out there, we really had an opportunity to connect in a way that in my life we never have. And it's really kind of been life-changing. But I'll also add that it's not just that type of stuff, but it's the people, we met so many amazing people along the way, whether they're van lifers, or maybe they're seasonal travelers traveling from Canada or another country down to the Baja with their RV or their van and living down there for 3 months or 6 months. We met people who traveled the world and been around it a couple times and have settled in certain places, and we've had the opportunity to hang out and talk. We met some really super cool local people, some beautiful people, and just had some really nice, simple relationships along the way in a connecting way. And I gotta tell you, being able to connect with life like that, not just always chasing the dollar, not just always getting on a plane to go off to work, not always spending nights away from snow in the hotel, all that type of stuff, being able to actually engage and connect with nature has been an extremely fulfilling thing, and one of the things that I'm most happy about that we decided to live in a van. So one of the things on my list, hold on guys, wait for it, Mexico. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more amazing countries as we continue our journey, but quite honestly, it's the first country that we came to out of the United States. Now, we've traveled previous in our lives and we've been in many countries, but what's unique about this Mexico experience is our ability to just dive right into the culture, to the nature, to the people, to the food, and all that type of stuff, an immersion, if you will. We've been here for 6 months, absolutely love this country. There's a lot of misinformation out there about Mexico, and our experience has been the people are beautiful. The country has so many wonderful beaches and landscapes. It's got mountains, it's got deserts, it's got big trees with flowers on it, and birds, and the butterflies, and the tequila, and tacos and mangoes, and just so many cool things that we have really enjoyed about the simplicity of Mexico and be able to immerse ourselves into it. And I'm not sure we'd have been able to do that to this extent in our previous lifestyle. And I'll just say, for those of you who are thinking about Mexico if you're in van life, the Baja Peninsula is an excellent place to start. It's easy to get to. The border crossing in Tijuana is super easy. It's safe. You can travel down through the Baja. You could easily spend a month or 3 there and just go from beach to beach, see the sea life, see the whales, see the seals, swim with the whale sharks, visit hot springs, and all the beautiful views, all the beautiful people, all the things. I highly recommend you do that. But get to mainland Mexico. Mainland Mexico and Baja are, in a way, 2 different places. Mexico is definitely more authentic than Baja, and I just can't say enough about it. You guys need to check it out.
How much I actually enjoyed living such a simple life. In our previous traditional life, we both had lucrative careers, which meant we had a nice home, we did nice things, and we spent a lot of money. In our new life, we live on a really tight budget. As soon as we went into the van, and we get asked this a lot, but our budget is $25,000 a year for both of us. That covers everything. Curt, me, the cats, the van, health insurance, cell phone bills, everything. So we live tight. And that scared me a little bit as part of this journey, but man, living simple like that makes you so aware of the experiences you're getting that it actually makes it almost better. So a simple lifestyle, spending less money, having less things, and getting more experiences. Yeah, that makes it all worth it. If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. To see behind the scenes action and help support our journey, head over to our YouTube membership page. You can find the link in the video description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a few days.